That'd be a whole new segment.
We would take all these calls. I'm sure half of them would be pranks. It would be great.
It would be fantastic.
It would be great. Thank you, everybody, for sitting tight as we got this ready, this edition of Table Talk ready. I am Mo Lightning. Lindsay to my left. Lindsay, how are you?
I'm doing great.
And then, of course, the one and only WWE Hall of Famer, Devon. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. Not bad. My mom's here visiting right before the surgery on Tuesday. And, having a good time with her, catching up on old stories and things about some people in the family I did not know.
Oh, gossip.
And, it was a lot of gossip. Ooh. And, being that my mother's a reverend, I know she ain't going to lie. Wink, wink. But it's been really fun having her here. I feel like that little boy who was sick and mama came to take care of him.
Oh. Well, that's awesome that she's able to come down and help out and whatnot. When you get the operation next week, how long are you going to be out of action?
Well, they said that I'll be in the hospital actually for 4 days.
Okay. Oh,
wow.
3 to 4 days. And I know I said before that we were going to walk out, but they're doing a different procedure now. They're actually going through the back and not the side. It's going to be a little bit more invasive, and then they're going to, again, fuse L4 and L5.
Mm-hmm.
Put the bolts and screws in there and kind of shift the spine back to being tilted a little bit so I can have that mobility. And other than that, everything should be fine. We're talking about 6 to 8 months, I think they said. 6 to 8 weeks, I'm sorry. 6 to 8 weeks.
Right.
To be able to get in the car, ride, and do all of that good stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm more excited about this surgery than any other thing that I've ever had done because I'm going to be able to walk again.
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to play with my kids
Mm-hmm.
and not have to worry about my hamstrings pulling like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah. You've been in a lot of pain over the last, especially the last couple of weeks, but the last couple of months, you've been talking about it. So we're happy you're getting it.
Even when you guys came down, there was a lot of times where I had to sit.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't stand. But again, that's because the nerve was touching the disc, and we're gonna stop that. So finally, I get some saving grace or whatever you want to call it, and I'm ready to rock.
I just assumed it was Lindsay getting on your nerves, but it makes more sense that it was actually your nerves. So.
It's actual nerves, not those nerves.
Is your mom still in the room there, Devon, or no?
No, she had a disagreement with someone during the meeting, and it got a little heated.
Okay.
Where she told her to stay on the line and everybody else to get off.
Uh-oh.
So when you kept saying, have your mommy, I said, Mo, now is not the time. That is an angry black woman. Don't do that.
I do love stirring the pot, though. That's for
yeah.
sure.
No.
Not with that.
The reason I asked, Devon, is because I wanted to make sure you saw a certain image the other day, or from the other day, just in case you didn't. And I wanted to see if your reaction would change if your mom was in the room or not. This is your girl right there, Devon.
She posed nude?
Yeah, on her Instagram.
Did she really? I got to go to that. Lindsay,
Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Nice.
Lizzo be eating, yep.
Lizzo be eating?
Yeah, Lizzo be eating, all one word.
Damn,
on
ain't nothing wrong
Instagram, she
with
got
that.
a couple of those on there, and I figured if that didn't get Devon riled up, I don't know what would.
Oh, I'm riled up now. I'm ready. I want me some Lizzo.
Well, that's good. Let's get the reaction of our guest as well. This guy, multiple-time WWE champion, and of course, you see him at TNA. I believe you guys were in Aces and Eights together, right?
We were in Aces and Eights together. He was the guy underneath the mask that pretty much, he was that deep voice that you wanted to know who he was, and nobody knew who he was until he got unmasked. And I said this before, on not only was it things like we did with Aces and Eights, but also like Star Wars, Friday the 13th, things like that. You never unmask the guy, especially if the guy is getting over so well. Let the imagination of the people get the better of them. Let them think in their own minds what that person looks like. And here we got him, D'Lo Brown.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the show, D'Lo. Welcome to the
Brown.
table.
What's going on, everybody? Mo, Lindsay, thank you for having me on. And Devon, first of all, I just want to say I know your operation is going to go 100%. And for as long as I've known you, I've known your back is hurt, so I'm proud and happy for you that you're finally going to get it fixed and have some relief in your life. So,
well, thank you.
Good on you. Now, and yes, to your point in Star Wars, and when you think of like the Ace and Eights, when I was wearing the mask, it's like Darth Vader. And Darth Vader was the scariest SOB on the planet until you took the mask off him. At the end, you're like, oh, he's just a dude.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a
Mhm.
dude. So I agree with you. I think the mask and having that persona that people have to formulate something in their own mind. What does he look like? Who is he? Is he black? Is he white? Is he orange? All that plays on the theater of the mind, and it makes the character 1,000 times better.
I mean, here it is. I'm with you in TNA. You know,
Mhm.
I was in there with some of the pre-tapes that we did in the back, and when they had the mask, your mask was different first and foremost than
Mhm.
everybody else's mask that
Yes.
weren't unmasked, and two, the voice, the distorted voice that they had on you fit the character so well that again,
Yes.
taking the mask off of you at that time, I thought was completely ridiculous. And I thought it was horrible. And, you know, I mean, there was a whole lot of things that went wrong.
Are you calling
with
D'Lo ugly? That's not very nice of you,
Hey,
D'Lo.
bro, it's true. It's true.
what?
Come up with that.
What are you talking about?
Talking about you shouldn't have taken the mask off. Oh, like that, come on, that's rude.
It's okay.
This is an A and B conversation between two aces and eights. See your ass out the door.
Whoa.
Now.
Hey, Mo, keep your beak out of the conversation.
Man.
No, I just, you know, I was just so
No.
upset because
What you guys did.
the way that they did that, we were going so strong. And I'll call
Yeah.
it out. I'll call it out. We were going so strong until Big came in the picture and screwed everything up. And I'm still pissed off at that. And there were certain other people that screwed it up too. But I just, in my opinion, Aces and Eights was going so good. And it was getting so over that certain people who were running it should not, certain people that came in after the creator of it should not have been running it.
And I agree. I think there's a lot left on the. It was Ace and Eights had a lot of legs left in it to go, and it was one of the most compelling stories that then TNA had, and it was drawing a lot of attention, and people were paying attention to this whole storyline of this Sons of Anarchy kind of thing, and it was just the legs got cut out from under it too soon.
Do you think, D'Lo, that we could ever revisit Aces and Eights again?
That's a hard one because the story that led into the creation of Aces and Eights was so intricate and detailed that I think if you did it again, it's like asking, can we bring Sons of Anarchy back now? It's not the original. It would just be a riff off the original. It wouldn't have that same specialness, in my opinion.
But if we had the right supporting cast and it was really, really, thought about, do you think we could bring that back?
Oh yes, wrestling. Never say never.
Right.
So yes, yeah. It's never say never, but it would have to be a lot of the right pieces would have to be put in place, and it would have to be treated with kid gloves in the beginning to allow it to grow.
Now, see, I would love that. Would be one gimmick that I would come back for, and I tell you why. Because in Aces and Eights, we were doing a lot of the kicking of the ass, so we were beating down the people. So for me to come back, that means I wouldn't get my ass beat. That means I'd be the one kicking ass, and I ain't got to worry about ever taking a bump again.
With a career, my career could be 300 years long with a formula like that. So I'm good with that one.
Yep, I love it, man. I love it. Now, D'Lo, when you started with WWE, you came in from Smoky Mountain, correct?
Well, I was in Smoky Mountain, but I had just left Puerto Rico, so I was down there for about 5 or 6 months. Came on vacation, left for the Christmas vacation, and then the story, everybody knows the story. I called Cornette, he called me back, and then I was at Shotgun Saturday Night like 5 days later.
Now, had Cornette already left Smoky Mountain at that time, or was he still in Smoky Mountain doing his thing?
Smoky Mountain was closed down at that point, so Cornette was exclusively in with Vince at that time.
Now, another thing I think some people don't realize or remember, especially the new generation of fans, is that you were with the gangsters, New Jack and Mustafa, in Smoky Mountains, and that had to be a terrorizing thing. And I tell you why, and I say that because number one, 3 black guys pushing the envelope, and you got a bunch of rednecks down there in Tennessee that are mad as hell that you guys are going out there saying the things that you're saying, and they couldn't do a damn thing about it. And even if they did meet you in the parking lot in the back, they would get their ass whooped.
Yes, and that was a big thing. And from a kid who grew up in the Northeast to go down there and be thrown and thrust right in the middle of the heart of Dixie in Tennessee and Atlanta and Kentucky, and then to have a character that was highlighting people's shortcomings and just, you said pushing the envelope. We were stepping on the envelope and burning it down. I mean, New Jack would say some things that New Jack would say things that sometimes would make me cringe, but I knew it was getting heat. And so I mean, since then I've never felt heat like that. Not heat where and I use the term heat, not heat where it's like, well, I hope you lose. It's heat like, I hope you die. Like, that's a different kind of heat.
Yeah, it was.
But you know what? We reveled in it, because if we had that, then we're a viable act.
One of the things I just saw on YouTube not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, was when he cut a promo, and the first thing he said when he came out, he goes, "I'm gonna tell you right now, all you rednecks need to sit your ass down, because I got something to say. Hey, OJ, great job. Keep up the good work." I went, what the hell? I went, what the freak?
Yeah, he also said two less to worry about in that promo.
Yeah, two less to worry about. I went, oh my God, he's gonna get killed. Told OJ to keep up the good work. Good God.
One of the best lines I ever heard Jack spit out, and when he said it, I damn near my jaw dropped. He goes, I got a college education and a criminal record, so I don't need your help. And I'm like, wow.
He was good. He was very, very good. Call him controversial. Call him whatever you want. Call him mean. Call him a racist. Call him whatever you want. But he knew his stick, and he knew how to get over. And it might have been a little over the top for some companies, but he got the heat that he needed to generate, and he got over.
Yeah, you can call him all those names you want, but you got to add one more name, and that's legend.
Legend, absolutely.
People will remember New Jack forever, whether you liked him or not. You still had a feeling about him, and that's all we can ever ask for in wrestling, is the people to feel something about us as a character.
Point. Absolutely. Enough said. But now moving on to the original question in terms of WWE, how was that transition going from Smoky Mountain and, like you said, to Puerto Rico, now to WWF at the time, and the beginning of the Attitude Era?
It was, I'm big on analogies. It was literally, I was in the Wizard of Oz and I opened the door and everything turned color. It went from black and white to color. Yeah. So when you get, you get there, it's like Oz, and it's like, this is where you've been trying to get from the day you took your first bump, the day you hit the ropes the first time. This is where you've been trying to get. When you walk the door, and on the other side of the door, standing there looking at me, is Ron Simmons, who's welcoming me in. And it doesn't get any better than that. And Devon, I ain't got to tell you any stories. You know what Ron means. You know what Ron means to you. You know what he means to me.
Absolutely.
And to have him not only embrace me, but put me under his wing and pull me along and teach. Man, life was very good to me right then.
Yes, it was. And I mean, leaving ECW to come to WWE, and the first people they stick us with is the APA. You talk about a scary experience, and after seeing them beat the hell out of Public Enemy, oh my God. Yes, I remember calling Bubba going, hey, is there any way we can ask Paulie for our job back and go back to ECW? Because these boys are for real. And I know what we did in ECW was for real, but this is a whole new level. These boys, I mean, they killed them to the point where they left and ran out the door and never came back and went right to WCW.
Yeah, like I remember that beatdown. If you go back and look at it, there's a point where Ron, and you know how heavy those metal steps are. Ron has got the things in one hand. He's like, bring him over here. And then to see this grown ass man take these metal stairs that probably are 150 pounds and swing them like they're a piece of paper. That if you ain't got respect for Ron, that'll make sure as hell beat it into you.
Oh yeah, you ain't got no other choice. I remember we were going over something in the back, and Bubba was it was a spot where Ron had to pick up Bubba. And at this time, Bubba was like 340, 350. And I remember Bubba goes, Ron, you think maybe we should go over this? Ron goes, what the hell you mean go over it? Go over it for what? He goes, well, I just want to make sure the timing is right for the picking you up. Ron dropped his bag cold, dropped his bag and said, whoof, and picked Bubba up and just held him there with one hand. And,
yes, sir.
And he looked at Bubba. He goes, you like that? Is that okay? He goes, Ron, I got it. Can you please put me down, please?
Yes, sir. That's Ron.
He just picked him with one hand. He just woof, picked him up, and Bubba's like upside down. He's like, yes, I got it. Can you just please put me down? And he said, please. He didn't say put me down. He said, please put me down. Because Ron could have put him down any way he wanted to put him down.
Yes, sir. Look, if Ron loved you, he'd meet you with an embrace.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't like you, he'd meet you with this.
Yep,
and that'd be the end of it.
Yep, absolutely.
I have to say, when we announced that you were going to be on the show, D-Lo, there was one person who just kept reaching out to us that could not believe that we were going to have you on and not him, and he would not leave us alone. Very upset that he wasn't on. So I figured let's bring him on as well so he can explain why he has beef with you. Maven, can you explain why you don't like D-Lo?
Well, first, Maven, you have to move up to the camera because you look like you're 1,000 miles away.
I was sitting back enjoying those Ron Simmons stories.
Well, you got to figure yourself, dog. Come on, man.
I was literally sitting back and just enjoying hearing those stories, hearing D-Lo. Come on now, you know that's BS. You know that there's no beef between. Oh. I mean, I can't believe they wouldn't want me on. I'm not saying that, but yeah, it's good to see you, my friend. It's good to see you again.
Maven, I got nothing but love for you, and it is great to see you. You're looking awesome, and I'm thankful for that. So yeah, bad brother, I'm glad you're here joining us, man. I'm glad you're here.
And it's you came in at a good time, Maven, because I was asked by Noel to have D-Lo and Devon talk about the Fridays incident.
Yeah, we'll talk about. Remember that, D-Lo? Where the guy put the baby in front of him and while he was walking past me. Remember he started a fight with us on Fridays?
Oh, yeah.
And thought he was
the shield.
He used the baby as a shield so I wouldn't hit him.
Yes, I do.
It was great. That was great. He was starting mess. And it was almost like he didn't, I don't know, because we had a big table. And it was almost like he thought D-Lo and his wife at the time, he thought they were by themselves. So he thought he was all big and bad. And all of a sudden, I charmed in. He was like, what the hell are you going to do? I said, I'm going to whoop your ass. That's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't going to do shit. I said, you okay. I said, say something else. And he got up and the wife is like, no, baby, please. And D-Lo's like, Devon, it's all right. Don't worry. I said, no, F him. I said, he's going to get his punk ass kick right here. I said, I dare him to call the cops. I dare him. And he got I guess the manager came over. They were all trying to calm me and D-Lo down. So the guy came to us, the manager, and he goes, can you just please let him out? We're just going to let them leave. And they said they'll leave. So I said, okay, not a problem. I said, let him go. So he had to walk past me. So I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I remind you, my back is turned. I wouldn't even look because like he's coming and backing me this way. So I'm just looking. I'm just like this, making sure he ain't trying to do something sneaky in the back. Next thing you know, as I turned around, he put the baby that he was carrying that was with him at about
like this,
put him in front of him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, meanwhile, he was like, yeah, y'all lucky I didn't whip your ass. I said, you a little bitch. I said, you a bitch. I said, you put your baby in front of you, you's a bitch.
That's really bad.
You know what he was doing? He was practicing for his job as an internet troll.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he was doing.
Because that's exactly what these internet trolls do.
Wow.
They will sit there and they will talk all that mess and they will hide behind their keyboards talking about what they're going to do to you if they ever met you. But meanwhile, if you went knocking on their door talking about, I'm here, oh my God, they shit in their pants.
They blame their brother. It was him. It was not what I didn't say. It was him.
D-Lo, going and real quick, just paying homage. I know you were paying homage to Ron. I got to do the same to both to you and Devon. When I came in and viewed you guys the same way. And trust me, and Ron was a legendary figure that I wasn't even. I don't think I spoke to Ron for 2 years.
That's about right. That's about right.
Being terrified of him. And then you realize he's the nicest human being you'll ever meet. But that's the way I viewed you guys, and the way that you guys brought, like, Devon made me earn my friendship with him, but the way that you guys made me welcomed me, and I people ask me all the time, and I tell them, in professional wrestling, if you show the guys respect and you prove that you can work and you're willing to learn, they're going to welcome you in. If you come out and you bitch, you complain, you say somebody stiffed me, you're going to be out of there. So you guys welcomed me. The way you view Ron, that's how I view you. So thank you for that.
Hey, D'Lo, do you remember?
I appreciate that.
Remember Canada, Montreal, Vocals, the karaoke place that we all went to after the show?
Oh, yes.
Well, Maven,
Oh, yeah.
this is Maven had already won Tough Enough, and now he's in the back watching the show the way they had to do that. So he's watching the show, and it was me and Bubba versus The Rock in a handicap match. And there was this one particular spot that me and Rock could not get right. We went over it in the back so many times. And so we finally get in the ring to start to do the spot, and we kept messing it up. It was like a reversal spot into something else, and bam. And then Bubba was supposed to come in and accidentally hit me. And we couldn't get it right to save our lives. And when we mess up in the ring like that, we think the whole match was bad. Because we think the people see that, but as professionals, we kept going and still doing what we had to do. So we get in the back, and here it is, Comrade Big Mouth right there comes to me and says, "Hey, Devon, how you doing?" I went, "What's up, man?" He goes, "Great match, man. I loved it from top to bottom." I just looked at him and go, "Whatever," and walked away from him.
You just walked away from him.
I just walked away from him. So we get
to big time me.
Big time. So we get to Vocals, the karaoke place, and this is when everybody started to show up. And so he comes over to me. He goes, "Hey, Devon, how you doing?" I go, I was like to myself, "Oh, it's you again." Ugh. He goes, "You having a drink?" He goes, "What you drinking? I'll buy it." I go, "You gonna buy my drink?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." And you know me, D-Lo, I used to like those girly drinks, the white Zinfandel. The white Zinfandel. So he asked me,
Right.
I looked, I go, "What are you drinking?" He goes, "I'm drinking Jack and Coke." He's like, "What are you having, Devon?" I go, "White Zinfandel." Say something, bitch. Say something. Say something. He just looked at me. He went, "Good choice." Good choice.
David, what were you really thinking?
You could have said Zima. I would have been like, "Yeah, they're great."
Sure.
Oh, it was great. And then we started drinking Jack, and like I was the most disgustingest thing. I don't see how I used to do this. I used to take white Zinfandel. I used to take Jack and chase it down with white Zinfandel.
Oh.
And that is bad. Bad.
Exactly.
And and me and Maven must have drank almost a bottle of Jack that night. And I remember at the end of the night, I'm hugging on him. "Man, you great. I love you, man." I was like, "I love you, man." Like, "I love you too." And from that point on, we've been boys.
But the people may not know, but those are the bonding times that when you're on the road, you're like your family. Now you have to earn someone's respect. Like Maven was saying, you had to earn Devon's respect, but when you do, it's like being there with a brother, and then you can do anything and go anywhere because there's always someone who's got your back, and they'll be there to protect you to the dying day. So that's that's the camaraderie of what we do, and I'm blessed to have this in my life till this day. I'm blessed.
And I think one of the greatest things is that during the Attitude Era, we were a family. We loved each other. We took care of each other. And something, if we did stiff each other in that ring, or we did have a disagreement or something, we worked it out. We didn't hold a grudge. We didn't go back there and just talk shit about each other. We went down there and did business. And when everything was said and done, we protected each other. And I will say this, and I said this on the show about Bubba and I at one point, but I'm speaking about now the whole locker room. You could say anything. We could say anything we want to each other, but don't let anybody from the outside come in and say something.
Not at all.
It was the brother code.
Wish. Exactly.
Like
I fought my brothers growing up more than anybody. But let somebody say something to them. But you want to know why we were that way from that era? Think about it. Nowadays, everyone has phones and technology that they're on nonstop. We didn't have that. We had the very beginnings of the cell phone, even before you could text message on it. So we were forced to communicate with each other and talk in car rides. Nowadays, you look and people are buried face down in their phone. And anti-tech or nothing by any stretch of the imagination. But our relationships evolved out of necessity, and that's why we form the bonds that we have to this day.
Well, and let's go that one step further. You said car rides. It was very common to have a 3 or 4 or 5 hour car ride after a show.
Oh yeah.
So it's 3 a.m. and all you got are the people in the car with you. You got turn the page on the radio, and you're talking about the show you just did, what you want to do the next night, how was my match. You're breaking it down. So in the car, not only do you have a confidant, a brother, you had your own agent in the car helping critique your matches, so tomorrow night to be better.
Absolutely.
That's not there anymore because there are no more 3 or 4 hour car rides. So that the bonds we have were created and hardened through a lot of nights on the road and rolling up to nasty hotels and eating at greasy spoons and just being with your boys.
Yeah.
Yo, D-Lo, me and Devon pulled up to you remember this, Devon? It was in North Carolina, Fayetteville. We booked a hotel, walked in. I swear to you, there was a lit cigarette still burning.
Yeah, on the bed. I looked at Maven. I did in my room. I looked at Maven. I said, "Maven, it's Devon." I did a Ron Simmons. I said, "We ain't staying here. We getting the hell out of here." He goes, "What's wrong?" I go, "How's your room?" He goes, "It's okay." I said, "My room's the shits." Literally. I mean literally, because I went into the bathroom and it was shit in the bathroom because whoever used it did not flush it. And I said, "Maven, we're getting out of here." And at that
it was a horror story.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where you go, D-Lo, you go to one of those towns where there's practically really no hotels, and you find that one that you're hoping it's good and you're hoping it's great, so that way you don't have to get in your car and drive another 3 hours to find another one. That was the position we were in. And Maven just looked at me and goes, "You sure you want to leave?" I go, "Look in that damn bed and looking at that toilet, and you ask me, do I want to leave? You think somebody cleaned this damn room?"
Do you remember what that event we were there for was? That was our extra day on the road when we went to Hunter's bachelor party. You remember that?
Oh, how can I forget? Because you cost me money.
No,
Yeah,
Way to bring that up, David.
D-Lo, did you ever, D-Lo, I got to tell this story. So we are in the strip club for Hunter's bachelor party, right? And having a good time.
Before you tell it, D-Lo, listen to the story, and at the end of it, did I do the right thing? Go.
So we're in there. So now the lights come on because we done played it, lights come on. We always did that. We stayed until the lights came on and they closed the place down. So we're all out. Vince is out there. Taker's out there. Everybody's there. And we're all trying to get our cars because we had the valet park the cars. Rey Mysterio, all of us are there. So I see this girl that I met earlier that night. I'm like, all right, this is great. Yes, I'm going to be talking to this girl. Everything is going to be good. And then all of a sudden, she goes, "Well, you got to hurry up because, I got to get up from the work in the next morning if we're going to go have, go to, what was it? What was the restaurant? Waffle House, because we were all supposed to go to Waffle House." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We're going to go." I said, let's go. I figured I'm going to get her number and everything. All of a sudden, I get the valet. I'm telling the valet, "Come on, give me my car. We got to go. And I'm going, "Maven, let's go." He wants to be the mayor and shake everybody's hand and make sure everybody knows he's good. All of a sudden, the valet gives me the keys. I'm screaming, "Maven, let's go now." All of a sudden, I get in the car and I drop the keys. I went, shit. I picked them up and I went, oh my God. As I look up and looked at the window, freaking Undertaker hip tossed Maven through the front window of the car. Just hip tossed him. He went flying through the front of the car. And I went, God damn it. I looked at Maven and I went, "I don't have insurance. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't have any insurance on the car."
Vince is going, "Good shit.
Yeah, I went, "This shit is funny." I was like, "I didn't get the insurance on the car." I'm like, "What the hell?" And freaking Taker goes, "Devon, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it." I go, "Taker, I can't do that." I said, "Maven's going to pay for it." Maven. So it's literally 20 degrees outside. We got about a 20-minute drive to the hotel. I'm driving with the window down.
You're driving like this.
I'm driving like this with my head outside the window trying to see, praying a cop don't pull us over. This idiot gonna go, "Are you mad, Devon?" I go, "Shut the fuck up."
The whole night.
He just went. He was Devon. What do you want me to do? I had take the hip toss. I had to take the bump. I said, you could have acted like your knee was hurting.
D'Lo, I'm walking to the car. Taker looks at me. He goes, "Hey kid, take a hip toss." What do you do?
You know what? When Taker speaks, you just jump. If he says jump, you don't have to hide. Just go. So
Hip toss.
I would have done the same thing. I would have taken a damn hip toss.
That 20 minute, I'll never forget it. That 20-minute drive, I was so mad at Maven. I didn't look at him. I didn't say nothing to him. So then we pulled in to a convenience store. I forgot why. We pulled into a convenience store, and who do we see? We see Goldberg, and he's got a limo. And so he goes, "Hey, boys, what's wrong with your car?" I go, "This jackass went hip toss through the window." And he goes, "Oh," he was like, "Well, listen, if you want, is this a rent-a-car?" And I looked at Goldberg. I was like, well, "What the hell you think? I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I got a damn I got my regular car." And he goes, "Devon, that's funny." I go, "Now's at the time, Goldberg." I said, I'm not mad. I said, "I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at that jackass right there for going through my car." And then he goes, "Well, listen, I got a limo, and you guys are more than welcome to take that limo." I said, "What the hell am I supposed to do with this rent-a-car?" And he was like, "Well, just leave it." I go, "I can't do that." And Maven was go, "Well, I'll jump in the limo." I said, "No, you won't either. You're going to drive the rest of the
You ain't leaving.
You ain't leaving.
You ain't
shit.
leaving.
You're going to stay in this goddamn car, and you're going to freeze your nuts off just like I'm freezing mine."
Yeah, at that point of the night, I was under the influence of some alcohol. I wasn't making the best decisions, but I mean, I tried to smooth it over with you, D. Like you just weren't allowing it. Like, come on.
I still got a bill for you, Maven.
Hey, you know what though? In Devon's just speaking of the man he is. Only time I've heard him tell that story since then is in a joking, funny manner. He never held it against me. He never brought it up. You never presented me with a bill.
No, never did.
Sounds like a challenge, Devon.
Right?
Let me write this out now. One windshield.
Don't forget the interest.
Yeah. Over the
2001 Ford Taurus.
So what we got, Mo? Anybody asking that after hearing all these stories, they just want to know more?
And I know we're running out of time with D'Lo here, but Adam's got a great question. What was your guys' favorite match that you guys had together or against each other?
I think the one I had with D'Lo, I don't know, D'Lo, I'm sure you remember this, was whatchamacallit, you and the Godfather, and you guys dressed up as pimps, and you brought the hose down, and it was like I think it was Survivor Series. I think it was Survivor Series.
Oh yeah, that was Survivor Series. Yes,
because I remember as the hose came down, I'm looking, I go, okay, I like her, and I like her, and I'm like, can somebody please throw me outside ring where they are, so I can at least try to get their number.
Oh man.
One of my favorite matches, and it didn't even happen on this continent. We were over in Japan. We were in it was all Japan. And Devon, you'll remember this. This is the night that I went to do the Frankenstein up top rope, and our timing got off, and there was a table there, and I smacked my head on the table instead of going through the table.
Man, yeah.
But that match was going so well up until that point.
Yeah, I thought I killed
incredible. Up until that point, the match was going because it was myself and Bo Buchanan against Bub and Devon, and we're out there killing, and the Japanese people are on their feet, they're having a great time. And the finish of the match is Devon powerbombed me through a table. So I go up, and the timing was off, and instead of going up and sitting up, I started to rotate down. Next thing I know, I'm smacking the back of my head on the edge of a table, and I don't remember the rest of that night. But anyway, it was still a good night.
You know what happened? It was like one of those things. When it happened, I went, "Oh shit!" I was like, "They're gonna blame me," because they always blame the black guy. I was like, "Wait a minute, we're in Japan, and it's another black guy," so I got into worry.
It was two black guys. I couldn't blame anybody.
Yeah, but I
blame the darker one.
Yeah, it was like, shut up, Maven. So it was like one of those things where when he dropped, it was like, ooh, I gotta run. I can't stay. But I felt so bad. And I remember like the whole tour, I kept saying, D'Lo, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure?
I was fine.
Oh God,
I was fine. I was fine, and you bought me drinks that night. I do remember that. So we were
yes, okay. I did. I was buying drinks left and right for you. I was just like, oh God. So sorry. I was like, I'm not Bubba. I was like, I didn't beat you for real, did I? I was like, I'm not Bubba because Bubba had it because it was weird because when Bubba was in Japan, he would like because Japan is stiff. It's very stiff. So when you would come back to the States, you had to learn how to turn it off. And Bubba never knew how to turn it off. So he would sometimes hurt people in the ring because he was so used to fighting hard style in Japan that when he came back to the States, it was kind of like hard for him to, relinquish that. And so I remember going, D'Lo, I'm not him. I was like, God damn it, I'm so sorry. And Bubba goes, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? I said, well, I mean, you kind of, when we leave Japan and you go back to the States, you kind of go, shut up, Devon. I go, okay. I was like, okay. But
yeah,
I felt so bad.
I was totally fine. Just once I was more embarrassed than anything because we had been going so well, and I knew better, and it just didn't work out. So anyway,
yeah. So again, I'm saying this for the umpteenth time. I'm sorry, Dito.
I love you. I love you, brother Devon. You ain't never got to worry about it.
Oh, my man. Thank you very much. Like I said, I know we got to let you go. It's always been a pleasure. And I just want to say this before we do let you go. Well, Mo, is there any more questions?
We covered actually a lot of the questions that have been asked. So
okay. And I just want to say, D'Lo, didn't know what to expect when I first came to WWE. And, you welcomed me with open arms, coming into a locker room that I had heard so much about. From other people, especially coming back from the days of the Click and things like that, and scared to death to walk in there and to be myself. And you allowed me to do that. You, Ron, and Bradshaw, all you guys opened the door, and I'll never forget that. I mean, if I die tomorrow, know that you're my brother, and I love you to death. And thank you very much for the hospitality in coming into WWE and treating me the way you did, because you didn't have to. You were already a star, and we were trying to get to your level, and yet you helped me along, and I say thank you.
No, Devon, and I appreciate those kind words. And I just say this, that Ron taught me how to open a locker room to somebody because he did it for me. And in extending it to you, then you extending it to the next. That's how that circle of goodness grows. So, hopefully, we inspired some other kids to come up behind us, and guys like me been inspired other people to come up behind him, and let's keep this going. And I think this is the most incredible art form ever created on God's green earth, and I'm blessed to have shared the ring with you, and shared the ring with Maven, and shared the ring with so many other great guys, and I'm the luckiest guy on this damn planet.
You and me both, my friend.
Well said.
D'Lo,
well said.
I know you got to run, but where can we find D'Lo Brown on social media?
It's easy. I'm old school. I only use Twitter at D'Lo Brown 75. You can get me on there. I'll talk Impact Wrestling, Liverpool soccer, Chicago Bears football, and you might occasionally see some of the stuff I eat every now and then. But hey, that's just me.
By the way, I just want to say that you guys are doing an excellent job there at Impact. I've been catching your show since I've been home trying to recuperate and rehab my back and everything, and I'm sure I'll be watching a lot more. Please keep up the good work and tell all those guys we're all pulling for them, and we hope the very best for everybody over there.
I appreciate it. We're working our tails off, and I think we put out a damn fine product. And
absolutely,
I tell everybody this: if you're sleeping on Impact, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it to death. D'Lo Brown, thank you so much for being on the show. It's an honor and a pleasure, my friend, and I will see you down the road soon, my friend.
Appreciate you guys. Love you all. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Love
brother.
you, D.
Thank you.
Love you, D.
These great
You done?
stories. Listen, I'm looking for my listen.
Are you off your knees with D'Lo now?
I'm using this platform to make sure that if a job opens up, ESPN, or hell, I heard the Wendy Williams show needs a head person there. I can do Wendy Williams show and everything.
Needs a new Wendy?
They need a new Wendy because Wendy apparently is not feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did hire Sherry Shepherd today.
Yes, they did.
Cool.
They confirmed that. Okay, because I know
good.
she was in the
Nice.
running for that. I know she was in the running for it, and I remember watching the show a couple of times with her on there, and she was doing a fantastic job. So,
That'll be good.
I wasn't a big fan of Wendy's, but of course, never want to see anybody, sick or anything like that. I just didn't like how she would get people on that show that she didn't particularly care for, or she just wanted to get the juicy gossip out.
Mm-hmm.
And being on the other side of things, in other words, like Maven will tell you, like, in the spotlight for as many years as we've been in there. And, of course, we're going to make mistakes. And when we do make mistakes, we don't wish it to be broadcast to everybody out there, because we're already trying to fight our demons and what have you that we're dealing with. So for it to be broadcast and be set up on a show, it's like not cool. So a lot of times I would think Wendy would do that, but she's a journalist. Hey, she got her spot the way she got it.
Yeah.
I remember listening to her on WBLS in New York all the time. I know Ice Cube had some very harsh words to say about her. And
So
as a
did
matter of
Tupac.
fact, so did Tupac.
Oh, really?
And Ice Cube actually put her in a song, Wicked. He mentioned her in a song. And, again, a lot of people didn't like Wendy at the time. But again, never, ever would I ever, boast and praise somebody being sick. I hope Wendy makes a full recovery. God bless you, Wendy. And, come back greater.
Yeah, and you know what? Well said. But I echo the sentiment you just you alluded to. I don't ever want to be known for my worst moments. But unfortunately, we live in a day and a time where that's what we judge people by. You don't judge somebody by the years and years of work that they might do, but you judge them by the one night that maybe that they were out and had a little too much to drink, or the one inappropriate text message from 10 years ago or whatever. So I understand, but we also live in a society where that's what people want to see. And as much as anybody, D, now you're going to try to give the people what they want. So I see it from both angles.
Although, on the topic of judgment, though, I am judging you right now, Maven, because last time you were on the show, you were all decked up and you treated us with respect.
That's right.
There was a classiness to you,
That's
but
what's
now
different.
you're wearing that trash called the Nets shirt. What happened between then and now?
Now,
Wow.
hold on,
He must have gone
Maven.
downhill.
Hold on, before you answer that, I didn't know how much hatred Mo had for they're the Brooklyn Nets now.
Brooklyn
right?
Nets, yeah.
I
Brooklyn
didn't realize
Nets
how
now.
much hatred you had for them.
Wow.
Where'd that come from?
They have to buy their way to a championship, and even that's not even going to happen.
And that's not working. Yeah,
No.
and that's not working. What are they on 9 straight losses? Well, I worked for the Nets. Here's what it is. You're catching me. I literally just walked in the door from work where I was decked out in a suit. If this would have been earlier, you would have got me in that. And I literally came in and just threw something on so I could jump on. I knew D'Lo had a limited time, and I wanted to make sure that I was on, so I did. Because everything Devon said is true. Like I look up to D'Lo the same way I do to Devon. I was never as close with D'Lo as I was with Devon, but that's just because Devon and I rode together for so long. But the love that you have. I know a lot of football players talk about the locker room, and when they get out of playing a sport, what they miss is that brotherhood from the locker room. That's the truth. I don't know about you, D, but that's really. I don't miss all the bumps as much as I miss the car rides and the Waffle House meals and just the camaraderie with the rest of the guys. And Mo, just so you know, man, I threw this on. I'm not a Nets fan. I could care less.
I'm just giving you grief anyway, because there's actually another reason why we have you on the show this week is because we know Devon's going to be out of action next week, and Devon handpicked you to be our guest host next week.
All right. What are we going to talk about?
Well,
Devon.
That's really up to you. I plan the show every week. I'm tired of doing that, so it's all on you.
Hey, well, then we're going to have a very boring show. But here's when Devon brought it to my attention, there's a couple wrestling guests I would like to that I would like to have on if okay with you guys. But I know he also said if you want to take it even out of the world of professional wrestling, to feel free. So I would love to just maybe brainstorm with you guys, see see what you guys are thinking. I'm open. I'm definitely open.
And we know that you rushed out of work to get home to do this. So next week we could probably push back the start time to 8:30 instead of 8 o'clock if that's going to be better for you, Maven.
You know what? You and I, we just the same way we were talking today. We'll talk. We'll figure it. We'll figure all that
We were
out.
trash talking so well on the phone.
We were talking so good. Yeah,
Man.
so good.
And if it was trash
Devon,
talking, I'm sure it was about me. Yes, Maven.
No,
it actually
actually, it's
wasn't.
about
It
Maven
wasn't.
being old.
Oh.
And I've told him
Mhm.
I feel like in the last couple of years I've gotten old just out of the. Like I remember back when somebody telling me a start time of 8 o'clock, I'd be like, why so early?
Yeah.
Right.
What?
All right.
Now I'm like 8 o'clock. My God, I got to bed a couple hours later than that. I gotta be up in the morning. And I don't know when I got so old so quick.
Well, my friend, you're going to be hosting this show, taking my place for the next 3 to 4 weeks.
You know what? I was gonna
And
run my mouth there. I hope you get better, my man. I don't ever want to have to take your place for anything. I love you like a brother, and I just want you to get healthy and be back, back with us as quickly as possible. That said,
damn, Maven.
that said,
Hold on, Maven. I'm sorry I yelled at you
fun.
in Montreal. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you. And I'm sorry I yelled at you in Raleigh about the strip club and going through the window. I apologize.
You've made it up to me since then. You made it up
Yes,
to me
I did.
since
I
then.
saved your ass in England.
Oh my God! Did you ever? Did you
Oh
ever?
gosh.
Yeah, you
I'll
did.
keep that one quiet until Maven's ready to let me know to let it out the bag.
Let it out. Let it out.
Well, let's
That
just
was
say Maven had a little bit too much to drink the night before because anytime we would go overseas to Europe, I'm talking we had a blast. The fans were.
Hold on. Are we open to say whatever on this, or is this censored in any way?
No.
Maven didn't have too much to drink. Maven partied with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash for the first time ever. Is what happened that
And
night.
I remember for some reason I saw Maven about to leave the bar, and something said, "Go stop Maven and see if he's okay," which is what I did. Yeah, Devin, I'm fine. And I was like, okay. So I said, give me your key. He was like, what do you want my key for? And he goes, I said, give me your key. He goes, well, how am I going to get in the room? I said, you're right. I said, maybe I had too much to drink. I said, let's go upstairs to your room. So I go upstairs to his room, and I'm carrying him to his room. He could barely walk out the bar. I'm carrying him. I put him on the bed, and I go, Maven, we got to be at the bus in 3 hours. And he goes, I'll be ready. Don't worry about it. I just need an hour of sleep. So I said, okay. So I go to my room. Now, I didn't go to bed that night. I mean, because, again, I was partying too, but I didn't go to bed because I was afraid that I was going to miss the bus. And there was still a lot of veterans that were on that tour. And if you were the last one on that bus, you got hazed like there was no tomorrow. So you didn't want to be last.
Left.
Yeah, and you got left. So I basically stayed up and watched BBC all night, the news station out there. Mm-hmm. And I remember just watching that and staying up. And next thing you know, my alarm went off as if I had to get up to, get ready. So I got up and got ready, got dressed, showered, did all of that, walked out of my hotel room. Now, remind you, Maven and I are on the same floor. He's just 3 doors down. I get to the elevator. I press the down button. I said, something ain't right. I said, I don't think Maven's downstairs. I said, let me go to his room. Knocked on the door. Maven, are you in there? Maven, no answer. So I used the key, got in there. He's passed out. Scrolled out, legs open, arms wide, passed out on the bed. I said, Maven, what are you doing? He goes, Devon, I'm getting up. I said, God damn it. We got 20 minutes to get downstairs. Get the clothes everywhere in the room. I go, oh, God. He goes, okay,
remember what I told you? I said, let me shower. Let me shower.
I go, we ain't got time to do shit. I said, you got time to get in the bathroom and brush your teeth, and that's it. You will not be doing anything else. Why are you yelling at me, Devon? I said, maybe not the goddamn time to be messing with me. I said, shut the hell up. So he's in the bathroom. I'm taking his clothes and I'm dumping everything in his bag. I'm not folding it or nothing. I'm looking under the bed, making sure I'm not leaving anything. Finally, he's still in there brushing the one tooth he's been on for the past 30 seconds. I'm like, Maven. He goes, Devon, I got to brush my teeth. I go, Maven, I'm going to ask you one more time before I grab you by your neck. I said, we got to go. Get the hell out of the bathroom now. He goes, okay, can I at least rinse the mouthwash out of my mouth? I said, go ahead. He goes, can you help me? I go, no. I go, I'm not putting my hands anywhere near your mouth. And so he finally did that. He wiped his mouth. He walked out of the bathroom. He goes, I got to put my stuff in the bag. I go, I already got it. He goes, can I at least take a look to make sure I got everything? I said, look. He went, I go, we got it. Now let's go. We went downstairs. Now, as we go downstairs, there's JR.
We ran into
JR
JR first.
Now, this was when JR was head of talent relations in WWE. So he's
He had
responsible for everybody, and he's responsible for the people on the tour. So I get off the elevator. I go, oh, shit. And he goes, what's wrong? I go, there's JR. I go, I grab Maven by the arm, like I'm hooking him by the arm. I go, don't you open your goddamn mouth. I said, you keep your mouth shut. If he says hello to you, just nod and say, go like that. Go hello. And that's it. And keep walking. He goes, but Devon, I can't ignore JR. I said, you will today. So we start walking. And I was hoping he didn't see us because at that point, JR was at the front desk trying to make sure that everybody paid their bills before they left so they can get on the flight. He basically turns around at the perfect time, sees me and Maven. Boys, Devon, Maven. I go, hello, JR. I go, how you doing? He goes, you guys are on time. I go, yes, sir, we're on time. He goes, why are you holding Maven? I go, he's holding me, JR. He goes, He goes, hello, JR. And this idiot, hello, JR. I go, maybe that's how you shut the hell up. He goes, hey, Maven. He was like, good match last night. I said, just nod your goddamn head and say yes and keep walking. And finally, he listened. I took his ass and threw him on that bus. I said, don't goddamn open your mouth and move. And this is him. Why are you so mean to me, Devon?
I don't think I sobered up literally until we got back into the States.
Oh, wow.
If I left something over there, it's still there.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. It was great.
God.
I mean, those are the times and the good times we had. I mean, it was great. And we talked about that so long. He kept coming to me every time we got back to the States. Hey, Devon, thank you for saving my life and my job.
Yeah, honestly, in all seriousness, there's zero chance I would have made that flight. And they would have left me. They would have, you'll figure out your way back from England. It's not like I was in Missouri. You're in England. I have no clue of what I would have done. Obviously booked a flight myself, but that would have been the worst flight. Thinking the entire time I've got so much heat when I get back. They're going to get so mad. Because who did they leave? Didn't they leave Rene Dupree?
Yeah, I think so. They left Rene Dupree.
I think they left Rene Dupree because he was that's the one thing. They will leave you overseas. And they actually probably want to. They want to prove a point. Yeah. Well,
I mean, again,
if it wouldn't have been for him,
if
it wouldn't have been for D, I would not. There's no chance I would have made that flight.
Let me tell you something. Every time he saw me from Raw or SmackDown, thanks, Devon, for saving my life. Thank you for saving my job. I'm like, Maven, stop thanking me. If he had a new girlfriend or what have you, time, this is the man that saved my job. I'm like, would you stop?
You did save my job because it would have been very easy to let me go if I would have missed that flight.
Yeah, whatever. But something just
absolutely.
When they say God or angels, when you ask for God to talk to you or to give you a sign or something,
I'm not putting you in angelic status. Like
no.
You're a buddy.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah, you're a buddy.
Listen to what I'm saying. When they tell you to listen to your inner thought, sometimes it's not the inner thought. Sometimes it is that angel or it's God trying to tell you something, and we choose not to listen to it, especially in a situation where we know it could be terribly wrong for us, but we do it anyway. And a lot of times we go, damn, why not listen to it? Something told me not to do that. Yeah, it was God, you idiot. And God told me, something said, when I got to that elevator, I said, go check on Maven and go see if he's still coming. And sure enough, he was out.
He's an angel. He's an angel, all right.
Yes, I am.
He's something, all right.
So angelic.
He's something.
He's something.
He is something. Last few minutes of the show here. We will switch courses real quick because this weekend, Sunday, is the Super Bowl. Maven, who you got?
I think the Rams are going to pull it out, but I'm really, really pulling for the Bengals. I love this Burrow kid. I like the swagger he has. And plus, with Brady leaving the game, I think it's time for the next stars to stand up. And with a win in the Super Bowl, if you look at it, this kid will have won the Super Bowl and 2 years removed from winning a national championship in college, and then injured last year. So I would think I love him. I love this kid. I just see him pull it out.
To me, again, I told people that I was a New York Jet fan for many, many years. Since 1979, it just seemed like I just kept freaking being disappointed every year. And it got to the point where I started getting tired. So when Brady came to the Tampa Bay Bucks and I went to a few games, I became a Bucks fan. Not saying that I'm leaving the Jets, but I became a Bucks fan. So when the Bucks got eliminated, I was shocked. I was totally shocked. So now I don't know who to go for. The Jets ain't there. The Giants ain't there. And now the team that I was going to jump on the bandwagon with, they're not there.
You're a Jets fan. I grew up a Washington fan. I wish I could repick too. So I've had nothing to look for.
And then of course,
Cleveland Browns. Yeah.
We just named the 3 worst franchises in all of football.
And
I don't even watch it, so I don't know.
And D'Lo, I wish we'd had D'Lo on this conversation because D'Lo's a diehard Chicago Bears fan. He's been like that for many years. And Cleveland is the Miz. Miz loves the Cleveland Browns. He's a diehard. Miz is a diehard Cleveland Browns fan. So, with all of these other teams, none of the teams are in the Super Bowl this year that I like. So I'm looking forward to the pre-show and the commercials. That's what I'm looking forward to this year.
I'm sorry, Lindsay. They canceled the Kitten Bowl this year.
What?
Yeah. So you don't even have the Kitten Bowl to watch.
But the Puppy Bowl at least?
Puppy Bowl?
The Puppy Bowl, I believe, is still going on.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm also looking forward to the halftime show, Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to that one, yes.
I'm not going to lie. I'm an animal lover. During the game, I literally do switch it over to the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah.
I love it. And just to think that they run commentary through it, it's like, I can't believe this. It's great.
It's okay.
It is. It's great.
Well, before we end the show, I want to see that picture of Lizzo one more time and tell me where to go find that.
Okay. All right. One more time.
There you go, Maven. That's me all the way, Maven. Maven, that's
Devon
me
is in love with Lizzo.
You oh my gosh. You don't think I know that?
Eating.
If anybody knows,
Devon.
hold on.
Not
if anybody knows me, Maven knows me to a T. Maven, you wouldn't even have to tell Maven if you'd have said which one of you think that likes this picture the most. Maven would have said Devon.
100%.
Maven knows me to a T.
1,000%. Absolutely. I wouldn't have. You threw that picture up, and there's absolutely no hesitation in me knowing that Devon's in love with that woman.
That's okay. I think that's one of the first things I found out when I met Devon.
Yeah.
About Lizzo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's not just Lizzo. Women of Lizzo's status.
Yeah.
We have noticed that he has been very complimentary of Nia Jax many times on the air here, and
Nia Jax is my baby. I love her. She's great. I check in with her once a week. I say, hey, how you doing? How's everything? She goes, I'm good, Devon. I'm good. She puts that, laugh out loud because she knows me. She knows me. Ever since I first met Nia, I said, damn, you are fine. She goes, I know.
On the road one time, because I started noticing, I was like, man, Devon like big women? So I asked him, I was like, you like the bigger girls, which, hey, to each their own. To each their own. Like nobody can tell me what I like is bad. So if that's what you like, that's what you like. So I was like, I bet I can find one too big. He was like, no, you won't. And to his credit, because I would point out, what about her? Yeah, she's bad. I'd be like, Devon, she's a truck. And I never found one too big.
That doesn't surprise me.
Wait a minute. Now they need loving too,
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying they don't.
Look at David. I was talking to this one girl one time, and she was about maybe 5'6", 5'7", about 120 pounds. She came over. He goes, Devon, can I talk to you for a second? I said, what's up, Maven? He goes,
was that the girl that had Pizza Hut in her speed dials?
No, that was the one in Japan. No, she was she was skinny. This girl was very, very skinny. Maven goes, what are you doing? I go, what do you mean? He goes, that's not for you. I go, what do you mean? He goes, she's about 90 pounds too light for you. I was like, oh, well, you got a point there. Yeah, this one girl, we were in Japan, and Bubba tells the story great. There was about these 3 girls in the back, and we were at a club called 911, and this girl came up to Bubba and was talking to him, and then all of a sudden, the girl goes, I have to go to the bathroom, but she left her phone, and the phone was open. And that's the wrong thing you do with wrestlers.
Or
go to the
anybody,
bathroom,
really.
or
Right.
anybody, your phone is open. So I think Bubba said he kind of opened it, picked it up because he's wondering whose phone it was, and it said Pizza Hut in big bold letters. She had Pizza Hut on speed dial. He's like, that's when
Maybe
you know
she
you
likes
have a
stuffed crust. What the hell?
Maybe she
look.
had the
That's
munchies.
when you know you have a problem.
Back when the speed dials were like 1, 2, and 3,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
you ranked them who you called the most.
Yeah.
And I think Pizza Hut was like 4.
Oh, it was great. It was
Worked its
great.
way up.
Oh,
There
least
were
we
that's
started
3
laughing.
There were 3 calls she routinely made more than Pizza Hut. That's how I remember that.
Wow.
I don't know. Sounds like my type of woman right there. Last question here from your good friend Byron Devon. Since you're going to be off for a little bit, is anybody going to videotape you when you start to shake off the anesthesia?
Oh man, I have my wife's friend who works at the hospital. She said that she was going to come in and do that. She's going to take
Good.
pictures
Good.
and
Good.
take video of me. So I'm going
Thank
to be putting
God.
the thumbs up. I'm going to be all high off of whatever they give me.
Yes.
And I'm just going to, I'm just going to try to heal as possibly I can. I've been going to rehab, and they've been working with me on my back. I never realized some of the simplest things that we do,
Ah,
like laying on your back, bending one leg up and then holding the other one up for like 5 to 10 seconds, bringing it down, switching, doing the other one, how hard that can be. I mean, when you're in pain like that, trying to rehab your back on different, small little things, I didn't realize how hard it could be. Because when the lady said, yeah, just hold your leg up for 10 seconds, I was like, this ain't rehab. And after about 3 seconds, I went, oh my God. And my leg kept dropping and dropping. She goes, Mr. Hughes, keep it up. I was like, okay. I'm crying. And meanwhile, I was like, when do I get to the massage? Jesus.
yeah.
Oh, God. But, like I told everybody, I said, look, I'm looking forward to this. I don't look at it as being a health issue. I know some people do, but I really don't, because, again, I think we all, knock on wood, I think we all during that era is probably going to have to go through something similar to this. So it's not like when I had my stroke where my health was an issue. This is something that's just giving me pain that can be solved. It ain't going to kill me if I don't get the operation. I'll just be in pain. So that's how I
Really
look at it. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And really cranky.
Yes. So I don't look at it as a health issue. I just look at it as I'm going to get something fixed so it will stop the pain. But I just want to thank all the fans and just everybody that's been on my social media, wishing me nothing but the best and all of that. Thank you for the outpour of cries and good wishes. But again, I don't look at it as a health issue. I just look at it as I'm going to get something fixed.
Well,
It's
you
like a
get
root
better.
canal.
You get better
Getting
quick,
your
buddy.
Good
quality
luck
of
with
life.
your health
Yeah.
issues.
Thank you. And shut up, Mo. And I know, Maven, you're going to do a great job. You're going to do a
Yep.
great job where Lindsay and Mo had to take a vote and go, maybe we should tell Devon he's no longer welcome.
What?
Nah.
No.
No,
Never. We would
that'll
never.
that'll never happen. I'm just happy that if there's when getting better, if the least amount of worries you have is going to only help, and if I can take one worry off your mind, then that's what I want to do, and then that's what
Thank you,
a
guys.
friend's for.
Awesome.
So
Y'all
you
really
just get
gonna,
better. You worry about getting better. That's
y'all
it.
really gonna make me cry right now. I'm having a moment.
Oh.
Well, we'll save it for next week then to wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Yes.
Thank you. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. What?